What's up? Scandal back. Play another game. Can show you my favorite comp. It's a combination of A.M.P and strategist or strategist, however you want to say it. Strategery. Uh, if any SNL fans are as old as I am. Uh, Basically, it's like I said, A.M.P with strategists helping out. Annie's your main carry. Samira, Nico's your main tank. Um, it's a fairly strong comp. I really enjoy playing it. Um, but as you'll see at the end of the video here, we even beat some of the hardcore street demon comps and things like that. Um, because I wanted to run the comp, I see that I have the Exotech Golem, but I'm like, nah, we're going to run our main comp, see if I can get it running. You can start this comp with just about anything. As you can see, I started it with a 2-star Shaco, Mundo for Slayer, and Darius for Bruiser. And really, all I'm trying to do is get lucky and get some Nidalees, which I know I passed one early. Um, but yeah, so Nidalee and Nefari are your amps to start. And then you really only want to run this comp if you get uh, some AP items early, or if you get a Yumi early, or if you just want to force it like I did, which I don't recommend because it always seems like when you force a comp, it never works out for you. So swap it over for some Bastion here, thinking that might help a little bit more as I won the first one, but as you can see here, it doesn't help. So not a whole lot going on here. Did some scouting, saw that Nitro wasn't contested early. Later on, it does get contested, but I wasn't getting any nitros anyway, so not a big deal. So 2 Bastion, 2 Slayer here. I was going to play the Vigor, so I swapped the Bastion Poppy for Jax so that I could get Cyber Boss. I don't actually end up using it. Um, End up lost streaking here pretty early because I'm not really getting any of the stuff I wanted. It's at this point that I'm like, man, I don't think I'm going to make this video because I'm not going to get what I need. Um, but that's just because I tend to panic whenever I lose a lot of games early. I'm not very patient and I enjoy winning. Grabbed the Yumi, not the greatest item. Definitely could have gotten an AP item there, but I just got excited to see the Yumi, which would give me another strategist. I don't know how to say that word. Maybe I should look it up before I made this video, but whatever. You know what I'm talking about. uh, so now we got A.M.P with Yumi and then Afari, Slayer, hoping that holds up a little bit. Saw that I just needed to get a 5th person on the board. I ended up losing this one, so it kind of sucks because I didn't get to 20 gold. So lost a gold for the interest there. But as luck would have it, we did spike in Italy on the next one. So now we have 3 A.M.P, which basically A.M.P gives your A.M.P champs some extra bonuses. Nefari gets some extra dogs to attack with. Um, the main thing is that you want Annie because Annie will then shoot off 7 bolts, I think, if you can end up getting 5 amp. So 7 bolts, and then every 4th attack is a Tibbers. Every 4th ult is a Tibbers. So that helps out for your tankiness. Um, this comp is super strong if you can get 2 stars early. It's actually really strong late game, as you'll see. I don't even get a 2-star Nico or Ziggs for a long time because I'm contested with a couple other people playing Street Demon. Ideally, if you can get a Street Demon start, because you need Echo anyway, for as you can see there. If you can get the Street Demon start, that's great, and then just kind of substitute as you go on. But a lot of times, Street Demon is just heavily contested because Mundo is Ira level 1 champs, and it's pretty easy to get. Um, 2 stars of them early on. So I tend to go with any sort of Nitro start, Bastion start for some tankiness. It really doesn't matter what you start. The whole point is you're trying to get to 8 as fast as possible so that you can roll down for Annie's and Nico's and Zig's. I built a crown guard and I was like, okay, cool. I got a good start for my Nico whenever I get her, and then I get the augment. So now I end up with another crown guard, which is not a big deal, but I could have saved that rod for something else. And we're just not going on any sort of streak, not win streak, not a loss streak, which kind of sucks because you're not getting the buff or the interest for winning and losing. So now that I'm at 50 gold here, I'm just going to try to stay above 50 gold, roll down, hopefully get lucky with some champs. I don't think I end up getting very lucky at all with 2-starring champs early on, but that just speaks volumes for how strong this comp is. Just enjoying getting smacked around here. Grab the rod. Obviously, needed some A.P items here. This also will give me Ionic Spark with Rod and Negatron Cloak, which is another Nico item. So I'm just trying to get her items ready so that whenever I do get her, she can immediately make an impact on the game. Right now, I got the 3 Street Demon, got the Nico. I thought about moving the items off of Mundo, but I knew I was going to sell him, so I didn't want to waste another remover if I needed it for later. As you can see here, Nico is just, I mean, she's just beefy, you know. And honestly, Yumi is pretty low-key strong. So you see this, I have a 1-star Nico and a 1-star Yumi, and I just beat a 2-star Mordekaiser, and I think it might have been a 2-star Jim. I don't really remember. Also, I enjoy calling Jin Jim. I don't know why. It's just the way my mumble sounds. Put the Gragas out there for the Bruiser buff. And all we're doing here is trying to get to 8 as quick as possible. And I could roll down and just hit 8 by spending all my gold, but we were winning a couple here. We're not hurting for health, so it wasn't like I needed to make a hard push. If I was at like 40 HP or less, then I may burn through the gold to try to get to 8 quickly and try to get my 4 cost champions out there. Got a tier, that's good. You need like 2 blue buffs here. You want one on Annie, you want one on Yumi as well. Yeah, your carry items for Nico, you want the Crown Guard, you want the Ionic Spark, and then some sort of like item with a belt if you can. Giant's Belt. Either grabbing Sunfire Cape or Warmogs is really good. I don't really get very good items here. I think I end up taking the Artifact, which wasn't terrible. I ended up taking the Unending Despair so that when Nico shields, she does more damage. So that actually ended up being my 3rd item, so I didn't really get the Giant's Belt, but that gives some health, so not a big deal. Kuboku early was massive. He's so strong, and he gives Cyber Boss with Ziggs, so that was pretty lucky. And he gives the Bruiser buff, so that's really good too. So I can get rid of the Gragas, put Kuboku in. I already had 3 Street Demon. I was just kind of putting Jinx in there to hopefully get replaced by Samira. Here I'm just trying to grab 4 cost champions so that I can find my Annie. And I got one Annie. Here's a second Annie that I'll wait for. But like I said, when you don't have to have 2-star champions for this comp, but you are just super strong if you do get 2-star Annie, 2-star Nico, 2-star Ziggs. And if you can 2-star your Samira or Kaboku, that's big too. Uh, that was not what I thought it was. That was for the um, gold split for the Alistar at the beginning. Going back to carry items, blue buff on Annie. I forgot what that item's called. The recurve bow and the chain and the belt, the giant's belt. I forgot what it's called. Master's Tooth, I think, is what it's called. And then ideally, you'll get Spear Sojin as well. The whole point is you want her to get her ults off as fast as possible because every fourth ult is a Tibbers, and you're going to end up doing 7 with the amp buff. You'll do 7 bolts each for a little over 100 damage each. So she's pretty strong. And then once you 2-star her, I mean your comp is pretty much complete regardless of what else you have. Getting 2-star Yumi is really good too. Yumi is really strong. Yumi's carry items are typically crit gloves with the rod and a blue buff, and then any sort of like big AP item. So the hat, I can't think of what it's called now, with the 2 rods, or anything that's gonna give you some AP damage. Samir's carry items are pretty much all AD items, i.e., recurve bow and crit gloves. I forgot what that's called too. I'm not very good at this commentating thing. I don't know all the names of all the items. So, but yeah, really, you just want Nico tanky. You want Annie and Yumi with some items, and then Samira if you can get them. Now I'm just rolling down for 2-star Nico, 2-star Ziggs. The problem here is that first and third place are running Street Demon, so they're also spamming for Nikos and Ziggs because the Street Demon comp right now runs with Ziggs for I can't say that word, strategist. So Ziggs and Nico are pretty hard contested. I should have noticed that earlier. Maybe not try to force this comp because there were a lot of Street Demon people playing this round. 2-star Samira, super lucky. I am level 9 though, so I get a higher percentage of getting 5 cost. You'll see that somebody else also 2-starred Samira, so it was pretty crazy to get a 2-star myself. And you can see, like, I'm winning with a 1-star Nico. My Annie is 2-star, so that helps, but you don't have to worry if you're not getting your 2-star champions. Here I want to take the Ziggs, or sorry, not Ziggs, Vigor, because I want the blue buff. I don't really care about the other item, but it'll give me some AP as well. So I'm going to put that on Yumi. I think I changed my mind after I lose one. I'm like, maybe it's better on Annie to get the damage. And then I switch it back once I get Annie's last item. So works for either one. Gives you some mana and some good AP. At this point, I'm like, top 4. If I do this video, I can say that this comp is really strong and it guarantees at least a top 4. But I really wanted to do a little bit better. Yeah, here I'm pretty much just knowing that I'm going to get 4th place. hoping not to get fifth place. At this point, I'm just like, let me get LP, so at least I can say that it gives you LP. I could have probably tried to 3-star the Annie with how things were going, but um, really was trying to 2-star my 4 costs, so that was kind of my bad, I guess. Kuboku gets 2 stars, so I take the items off of Echo, put them on Kuboku. That gives me a front line in front of Samira, and my front line in front of Annie is a little sketchy, but with Annie's fourth ult, she gets Tibber, so she kind of provides her own tankiness. As you see here, I mean, it's just a crazy amount of damage. I should have clicked the button so you could see how much damage was being done. I think I scout here to see that first and third are playing Street Demon. And I was just like, well, this will be a toss up. But since they were heavily contesting all of their stuff, and I had already pretty much gotten my 2-star Samira and 2-star Kuboku, I knew that this one was pretty much over. But it would have been nice to get 2-star Nico, 2-star Ziggs. But I'm holding my own with 1 star, so as you can see, the comp is pretty strong. If you end up getting a strategist emblem, that's huge too, because having 5 strategist is super strong. I don't remember what I grab here. Oh yeah, I grabbed the item for Samira. I could have probably gotten the Garen and put that on him, but I just didn't. Now that the other Street Demon dude died, that opened up a lot of Nikos and Zig, so I was able to 2-star both of them. And it's at this point that I just know I win. If I get um, all 2 stars like that, this comp will blow away most comps. I mean, it's not even close. So there it is. My favorite comp.